Peace family, Conjure Queen here. It's been a little while since I made a video for the tool, but in this segment I want to talk a little bit about spirits, right? Building a relationship with your spirits, understanding what spirits are and how exactly do they assist us in this physical reality. So I got a question from one of my supporters and he asked me, how do you know when the spirit is communicating to you? How do you know that you're actually working with spirits? How do you know it's not in your mind when you get these messages or these telepathic visions or these telepathic messages? How do you know you're not making it all up in your head? So I wanted to address that today. Now, everybody's idea of what a spirit is different, but I'm going to explain how I look at spirits, and maybe this might help whoever's watching this to grasp and understand what their energies mean. So, to me, spirits are energy. We are energy. Everything is energy. And when we're petitioning a spirit or when we're working with these spiritual energies, what we're doing is we're tapping into that specific frequency. For instance, people that's watching this, right? If you practice Ifa, you will know about the goddess Oshun, right? The goddess Oshun, also Orisha, is known for love, for beauty, for sex, for pleasures, and things of that nature. Now, let's say, for instance, you are a person who wants to bring more love into your life. You want to increase your sex life, right? Spice up your sex life. Maybe you want more pleasures in life because you work a lot and you want to learn how to incorporate fun into your daily lifestyle. Oshun is a really good energy or spirit to work with, because when you tap it into that frequency, right? Like when you petition Oshun, what you're doing is you're taking your energetic body and you're stepping into her realm. And not only that, but you're welcoming that energy to come into your world. Get me? So you will start to notice more sweetness in your life, right? That's why we take sweet baths, because as above, so below, as within, so without. If you're bathing your body in sweet waters or sweet essence, sweet floral waters, then you're symbolically telling the universe that you want to bathe in these herbs to incorporate their energy. That's why every specific plant, mineral, herb, every type of ingredient that you use in your rituals, they are symbolic. And when people say that their magic isn't working, 9 times out of 10 is because they're not understanding the symbolism of what they're doing. Sometimes people find a ritual, a spell online, telling you to use all of these different ingredients and do all of these different procedures, but you don't understand why you're doing it. Get me? Your magic tends to work better when you have a better understanding of what you're doing. That's why in my videos, whenever I'm showing like my steps on how I do my rituals, how I do my consecrations or whatever, I always explain each individual thing and what they mean and the reason why we're doing it that way. When you explain to people how rituals work, it's easier for them to grasp it. And when you understand something, you master something. And when you master something, you have control over that thing. But when you're doing a ritual and you don't really know what you're doing, or you don't have any idea of the symbolism of it or the energy that it vibrates on, then it can be a little bit chaotic, okay? Because you don't know what you're mixing together. Not all herbs go well together. Not every deity or certain spiritual energies don't mesh well together. This is why they have this saying in Ifa that, Oya and Oshun, don't put them together, right? But why is that? Now, I'm a scientist. I love science. So I think about spirits kind of being like different chemical compounds. And certain chemicals can't be mixed together because they will create an explosion. So when you think about Oya's energy, right? Oya represents like hurricanes and rains and storms, destructions and endings, right? Cemeteries, death. Oshun is more so about love and life and peace and fun and, the lighter side of things. Even though Oshun energy does have a dark side, every energy has its duality. There's no such thing as a completely light being or a completely dark being. We are yin yang energies, as well as us humans, we are darkness and light. So the way that I look at it is that when you're mixing those two different type of energies together, right? they can create somewhat of an explosion, and that energy can be very intense. And for those who are not able to handle that energy, it can bring chaos into your life. Another thing I notice is certain people say that they will petition a certain deity or a certain spirit, and that spirit is not assisting them with what they're asking for. Make sure that the energy that you're tapping into is the energy that can actually assist you in what you're trying to do. For instance, you wouldn't go to a plumber if you have a toothache, right? You would go to a dentist. For instance, let's think about Ogun, right? I'm using specific Yoruba deities right now, but we could use others. But let's say Ogun. Ogun is the god of war, right? He's synchronized with Mars. Now, would would it be wise to go to Ogun and say, hey Ogun, I want to manifest some I don't know, some love. Like, I want to create Ogun, I'm petitioning Ogun to create peace in my house. You're probably going to get the opposite of that, okay? Because Ogun is more so known to have that Martian energy. Now, it will be better to go to Ogun if, let's say, somebody's messing with you or somebody's threatening to harm you or your family and you need protection, like you need a warrior. Then you go to Ogun. Feel me? So make sure that you understand what it is that you're asking for, and make sure that the spirit that you're petitioning can assist you. The worst thing that can happen, well, not the worst thing, but one thing that can happen is, the best thing that can happen is the spirit don't respond to you. The worst thing that can happen is if they make your life a living hell, okay? And it happens to the best of us. I've made a lot of mistakes in my spiritual journey, and I learned by trial and error. And I always encourage those to, instead of always seeking advice and asking other people what you should do, we're scientists, right? Experiment, test things out, see what energies work with what energies and what doesn't work, and keep a book or a journal or a grimoire to the side, so that way you can keep notice and record of how your spells are manifesting, what works, what doesn't work, so that way you know what to stay away from, and then you know what to actually work on, or what actually brings you the results you're looking for. Get me? Now, to go back to what spirits are, some people say spirits are only aspects of our subconscious and we bring them to the conscious mind, right? Like we evoke them, we bring them forward. But to me, that would kind of eliminate the fact that these energies have an intelligence of their own. A lot of spirits are synchronized with planetary energies. They're synchronized with certain minerals, certain herbs, certain colors, certain aromas. And when we burn incense and candles and we wear certain colors in our rituals, what we're doing is we are becoming one with that energy. That's how you connect with a spirit. You have to become one with it. So if I'm trying to, let's say, attract, Renanet, right? Renanet is a Kemetic deity. She's a Netero spirit, and she's known to be well for money, for business, for success. Very powerful deity to work with, and 9 times out of 10 she brings results. Now, if I'm trying to work with Renanet, right, and I want her to come into my life and bring me more success, more business, more money, I would have to become Renanet, embody Renanet's energy. So I would look at what incense does Renanet synchronize with. And if it's frankincense, then I'll burn frankincense. So if, let's say, the color is green or purple, I will wear those colors in my rituals, or I will wear like a purple head wrap, right? To invoke her energy as I'm becoming her. And so shortly after, I'll start to notice, like, okay, I am Renanet. I've embodied her energy. She's inside of me. I am her. We are one. And because she's the goddess of prosperity and wealth, guess what's going to happen to me? Prosperity and wealth is going to come to me easily because I've embodied that energy. So one really good book I always recommend is Encyclopedia of Spirits. If you are ready to start, let's say like you've been working with your ancestors and you're ready to branch out of that and really start tapping into primordial energies, or the elemental spirits and things of that nature, then that's a good book to start with, because it's a whole big book full of spirits from all different type of cultures, times, it's an excellent book. I would say start there and see what spirits synchronize with you the most, right? Now, I will say something that I've learned. Now, I love Saint Martha. You guys know, like, when I first started my YouTube channel, like, Saint Martha was probably one of the first spirits that I started talking about on the channel. And I still love Saint Martha, still work with her. But understand that when you work with Saint Martha, or Martha la Dominadora, right? Lubana, she's a serpent spirit, but she's also known as a dominatrix. She's very dominant. She's known to help you dominate enemies, to dominate your partner, to dominate situations. But because Saint Martha is very dominant, right? You will kind of incorporate that energy. Like, you might come off more as a dominant person, or your aura might be very intimidating to people, or you may come off a little bit controlling, even if that's not your intention. But because you've embodied that spirit and you've worked with this energy for so long, it becomes part of you. Okay, so let's say, for instance, you're working with a spirit and it's starting to get like the energy is too much for you. It's okay to take a break. It's okay to step back. It's okay to take time to just balance yourself, because working with spirits can be draining. Okay, it's an exchange of energy that's going on here. And that's why, you know, there's some people who will work with like hundreds or thousands of spirits, and then there's other people that's just good with one. They're like, yo, I got my one main squeeze. This is my ride or die spirit right here. That's all I need. Everybody's different, right? It doesn't make you less powerful if you got only one spirit. It doesn't, you know, a person can have hundreds of spirits but probably have a poor relationship with them. So it really depends on each person. Everybody's spiritual journey is different. Everybody's tolerance for certain things in the spiritual realm is different. Okay? And another thing, some people actually bring spirits from their past lives with them into this lifetime, which is why, you know, I spoke about this in a recent video where I said people have spiritual ties, like to past lovers. And when you don't cut that tie, sometimes that past lover from a whole nother lifetime can follow you because their feelings were so strong that they followed you into this lifetime, and sometimes that spirit can sabotage your love life. And I've seen that happen a lot, and well, not a lot, I've seen that's actually common when I do readings for people. Like, they'll ask me, you know, why is my love life blocked? Why is this happening to me? I feel like somebody got something on me. And we'll do the reading and it'll find out like, oh yeah, girl, like you just have an ex-boyfriend spirit that's just stuck on you. And then we'll have to do the ritual to cut the spirit off. Now, understand that spirits can get attached to people just like people can get attached to spirits. There are such things as spiritual marriages. There are such things as spiritual babies. Look it up yourself. Like, there's documentation talking about like phantom babies and stuff like that, because this stuff is real. Now, to the logical person, this probably all sounds crazy and made up, but when you step into the spiritual journey, your eyes will be open to things that you probably never thought was possible before, right? People turning into animals, people being able to levitate and walk through walls, like stuff like that is very real. It takes a certain level of mastery, but it's possible. But yeah, that's pretty much my take on spirits. I don't want to make this video too long, but let me know what you guys think. You know, if you have any questions, drop them in the comment section. If there's any specific spirits that you're interested in working with or you want me to talk about on this channel, I'll be more than happy to do so. But yeah, family, it's been great. Take care. I love you. Until next time, peace.